Dawid Malan is quietly becoming one of England's most important ODI cricketers. When England announced their provisional World Cup squad, all the headlines were about two things: Ben Stokes' return and Harry Brook's omission. Where the latter was concerned, most fans and pundits saw three ways for Brook to force his way in. One, at the expense of Jason Roy, who's endured a tricky few years at the top level. Two, David Willey, perhaps the weakest of England's many bowling options. Or three, Malan, seemingly the spare batter in the squad and badly out of form in the 100. An excellent 100 campaign and a pair of stunning T20 eye knocks from Brook only elevated the discourse even further, earning him a late call-up to the New Zealand ODI series. Fast forward a few days to the start of that series and the narrative gods were working their magic once again. With Roy and Bairstow both missing through injury, Brook and Malan found themselves opening the batting together in Cardiff. Malan produced a fluent 53 ball 54, Brook a scratchy 25 off 41, England comfortably beaten by 8 wickets. If you believed the hype that this was indeed a top order shootout, then Malan took a 1-0 lead. But really what the first ODI revealed was that Brook and Malan were never really in a battle for one place at all. Brook very much remains an inexperienced ODI batter, better suited to the middle order. Malan, an opener or number 3 who has built a compelling case since the start of this World Cup cycle. Malan, who recently turned 36, missed the second ODI at Southampton following the birth of his second child. They always say you're a better player when you're not playing, and this, as it turned out, was somewhat of a masterstroke from Malan. Bairstow returned from injury and made just 6. Root had his front pad blown off for a duck, and Stokes chipped to mid-off for 1. Brook, opening again, managed just 2 from 11, while Roy sat out injured. Though England eventually won the game thanks to a brilliant knock from Lee Livingston, a top-order wobble had seen them crumble to 55 for 5. And that brings us to the third ODI today at the Oval. Brook made away completely, Roy missed out once again after suffering a second back spasm in 6 days, while Malan returned at the top of the order. Batting first, England got off to another tricky start. Bairstow was dismissed by the first ball of the match, while Root notched another low score, chopping on for 4. At 13 for 2 in the third over, Malan and Stokes found themselves in a spot of bother. But England needn't have panicked. The pair put together a brilliant 199-run partnership of 165 balls, with Stokes registering a brutal 4th ODI ton. Stokes was eventually dismissed for a magnificent 182 off 124 balls, with 15 4s and 9 6s, the highest individual score by an England player in men's ODI history. Malan couldn't quite convert his excellent start into a 5th ODI century of his own, caught down the leg side for 96 off 95, but he'd given his side an excellent platform to build from. His ODI record now, 919 runs at an average of 57.43 and a strike rate of 94.35. He scored a century in each of his last 4 series before this one, including away tons in the Netherlands, Australia, South Africa and Bangladesh. Of all batters who've played at least 20 innings in men's ODIs, only Shubman Gill has a better average and strike rate than Malan in the format. Not bad, eh? Since the 2019 World Cup triumph, Malan has scored the most hundreds of any England batter and is the only regular to average more than 50. A few weeks ago, Malan looked little more than a spare batter in England's provisional squad. But with Roy struggling for fitness and the likes of Root and Bairstow struggling for runs, there's a strong chance that Malan will be the man who walks out to open the batting in England's World Cup opener in Ahmedabad. If he does, it'll be on merit and thoroughly well deserved.